The Panama Canal is one of the most significant engineering achievements in human history, a 50-mile waterway that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through the Isthmus of Panama. Its construction transformed global trade, reduced maritime travel time, and reshaped international economics and geopolitics. This educational piece explores the canal's history, construction challenges, economic and strategic importance, and its role in the modern world. Historical background. The idea of the canal across Central America predates its actual construction by centuries. As early as the 16th century, Spanish explorers recognized the potential of linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans to avoid the treacherous journey around South America's Cape Horn. In 1534, Holy Roman Emperor Charles V ordered a survey of the Isthmus of Panama, but the technology of the time made such a project impossible. In the 19th century, the concept gained traction as global trade expanded. The California Gold Rush of 1849 highlighted the need for a faster route between the eastern United States and the Pacific Ocean. The Panama Railway, completed in 1855, was an early attempt to facilitate this connection, but it was insufficient for the growing volume of maritime traffic. The first serious attempt to build a canal came from France in the 1880s, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps, the engineer behind the Suez Canal. However, the French effort was plagued by engineering challenges, tropical diseases, and financial mismanagement, and by 1889, after spending over $287 million and losing more than 20,000 lives to malaria, yellow fever, and accidents, the project collapsed. American involvement in construction. The United States took up the Panama Canal project in the early 20th century, driven by economic and military interests. In 1903, the U.S. supported Panama's independence from Colombia in exchange for the rights to build and control the canal. The Hay-Bunau-Varilla Treaty granted the U.S. a perpetual lease on a 10-mile wide canal zone. Construction began in 1904 under the leadership of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The project faced immense challenges, including the dense jungle terrain, diseases, and the need to excavate massive amounts of earth. The U.S. adopted a lock and dam system, a departure from the French sea level canal plan, which proved more feasible given the terrain and water management needs. Key figures in the construction included John Frank Stevens, who was the chief engineer from 1905 to 1907. Stevens reorganized the project, improving worker conditions, sanitation, and infrastructure, such as railroads to move excavated material. George Washington Goethals, he was the chief engineer 1907 to 1914. Goethals oversaw the completion of the canal, managing the complex logistics and engineering challenges. And Dr. William Gorgas, a physician who implemented sanitation measures to combat malaria and yellow fever, drastically reducing the worker mortality rate. The canal's construction involved 1. Excavation of over 230 million cubic yards of earth were removed, much of it from the Colbra Cut, now Gaillard Cut, a 9-mile stretch through the Continental Divide. 2. Locks. 6 massive locks, 3 on each side, were built to raise and lower ships 85 feet between sea level and Gatun Lake, an artificial reservoir created by damming the Chagres River. And 3. Disease control. Mosquito eradication efforts, including draining swamps and using insecticides, reduced the death toll compared to the French effort. The Panama Canal officially opened on August 15, 1914, with the passage of the SS Ancon. The total cost to the U.S. was approximately $375 million, and the project claimed around 5,600 lives, though this figure is debated due to incomplete records. Engineering and design. The Panama Canal is an engineering marvel, blending natural and man-made elements. Its key components include the Gatun Lake, covering 164 square miles. This artificial lake serves as the canal's central reservoir, supplying water to operate the locks. Next, they have the locks. The locks are 1,000 feet long and 110 feet wide and about 40 feet deep. Designed to accommodate the largest ships of the early 20th century, each lock chamber uses 26 million gallons of water per transit, sourced by the Gatun Lake. And then they have the Colbra Cut. This 9-mile passage through the Continental Divide required the removal of 100 million cubic yards of earth and rock and one of the most challenging aspects of the construction. The canal operates 24/7, with ships guided by electronic locomotives or mules through the locks. Its design has remained largely unchanged since 1914, though expansions have been added to accommodate modern shipping needs. The economic and strategic significance. The Panama Canal revolutionized global trade by reducing the distance between Atlantic and Pacific Oceans by approximately 8,000 miles. Before its construction, ships traveled to New York, to San Francisco, and had to navigate around Cape Horn, a journey of about 14,000 miles. With the canal, the distance dropped to around 6,000 miles, cutting travel time from 60 days to about 20 days. Economically, the canal facilitates the movement of goods such as oil, grain, and manufactured products. It generates significant revenue for Panama through tolls, which are based on ship size and cargo. In 2023, tolls range from 2,000 for small vessels to over 400,000 for large container ships. And also, it supports industries like shipping, logistics, and tourism. Strategically, the canal has been vital to U.S. military interests. During World War II, it allowed rapid deployment of naval forces between the Atlantic and Pacific theaters. The U.S. maintained control of the canal zone until 1999, when it was transferred to Panama under the Torrijos-Carter Treaties of 1977. The modern role and expansion. Today, the Panama Canal handles about 5% of global maritime trade, with over 14,000 ships transiting annually. However, by the late 20th century, the canal's original locks were too small for modern Panamax and post-Panamax ships, prompting a major expansion. The Panama Canal expansion project, completed in 2016, added a third set of locks known as the Neo-Panamax lock. These locks are 1,400 feet long, 180 feet wide, and 60 feet deep, allowing larger vessels with up to 14,000 TEU or 20-foot equivalent units capacity to pass through. The $5.25 billion project doubled the canal's capacity and reinforced its relevance in global trade. Challenges remain, including water supply. Droughts linked to climate change have reduced Galton's lake water levels, occasionally limiting ship transit. They also have competition. Alternative routes such as the Northwest Passage due to melting Arctic ice and the Nicaraguan Canal, a proposed but stalled project, could challenge the canal's dominance. And also maintenance. Aging infrastructure requires ongoing investments to ensure its reliability. Conclusion. The Panama Canal stands as a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the drive to overcome natural barriers. From its early planning to its completion in 1914 and its expansion in 2016, the canal has played a pivotal role in shaping global trade, geopolitics. While it faces modern challenges, its importance as a vital artery of international commerce endures. For Panama, the canal is a source of national pride and economic stability, while for the world it remains a critical link of chain for the global connectivity. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please like and subscribe.